We got an email a couple of weeks ago from a viewer named Linda Reed who wanted us to know about the work of Christine and Tom Nayler. They help people who are living on the streets of Barrie, Ontario. Incredibly, Linda told us they provide breakfast 365 days a year, no matter the weather. Acts of kindness guided by the memory of the son they lost. So we want Linda to know how much we appreciate her letting us know, because it's given us the opportunity to meet Christine and Tom Nayler as they serve breakfast, as they do their good, wonderful work. Barrie, Ontario, Collier United Church. There's Christine. Tom there with you? Is he there? Sneak in there, Tom, because I know you're both there. Good morning.
Yeah,
outside. Hi there,
Good
Tom.
morning.
Come on over. How's breakfast going today?
It's going quite well.
Busy morning. Yeah.
It's a little wet, but you know, it's
You get the
it's
aftermath
fine.
of the storm there. How many people are you serving today?
We usually serve about an average between 75 to 125 people a day. Because of the weather today, people probably a little bit less. Because when people find a warm place to stay for the night, they want to just huddle up there and not leave their space on these kinds of mornings.
Totally understandable. Listen, when you say 75 to 100, usually that's because you do this. I just want people to linger on the facts. 365 days a year, no exceptions. Every day you're out there helping and serving.
Absolutely. So not personally, me and Tom. We couldn't do this by ourselves.
Right.
We would be totally burnt out. We have an amazing community. That's what I always say. Ryan's Hope is not an organization, it's a community. So we have local churches like Collier that gives us a space, and they also have volunteers that serve breakfast 1 day a week, 4 days a week. We have churches that come out with their volunteers and serve. Our church, Burden Avenue, is like our operations center. They give us free space to store all of our supplies and everything. We have an amazing community of community volunteers. Here's another one of our church partners from St. Mary's.
St. Mary's,
Church.
right?
That's right.
Yeah,
And we do Thursdays.
They do Thursdays.
and she's here today as a listening post volunteer, which is one of our community partnerships.
Here's
So
another one. And
they
come
provide, and
Come
here's
on
Ian.
in. The more the merrier. Did you want to turn anything around, Christine, so we can see that?
I
We just
will.
want
I will
everyone to
show you.
understand that we're not showing the people who are receiving breakfast, because we're just protecting anonymity and dignity and all of those things.
So
But
this is
here's
where
your
we serve.
space.
This is it's outside, and we have a beautiful space that Collier allows us to use every day with a courtyard, and we serve outside regardless of the weather. We've served in every kind of weather since we started this program.
Isn't that
This is our breakfast table. So this
Hi.
is one of our volunteers at the food table serving breakfast. So
Isn't
we
that
try to
great?
make breakfast as healthy as we can. And one of the things people appreciate is the fresh fruit, which they don't often get anywhere else. And so that's something that they're really appreciative of. This is one of our trained baristas, Dan, and we take special requests for coffees. They're really good at making the caramel macchiatos and cafe
wonderful, all the
mochas and
special
whatever
touches.
people want.
Listen,
All the special
Christine,
touches.
I want people, you said in passing Ryan's Hope. I think we should pause on this for just a second. Can you turn the camera back to you so we hear the story? Ryan is the name of your son, and you lost your son. Can you share a little bit of his story with us this morning?
Sure. So Ryan lived with bipolar disorder, and the pharmaceutical medications didn't work for him. And so he self-medicated with street drugs. And unfortunately, we lost him to toxic drug poisoning. And so after Ryan's passing, Tom and me wanted to start an organization that would honor Ryan and who he was as a person, and to help and support other people that were living with the same types of issues as he was. And so Ryan was an activist and an advocate. He was an ethical vegan, animal rights activist, human rights activist. And so this is the way that we honor him, supporting people in the community that are living with similar issues.
In honoring him, I'm wondering, how does helping others help you, Christine?
It's a part of our healing. It turns our pain into purpose. Like, we've been doing this almost 2 years now. We started February 15th, 2021. So it's coming up to 2 years in a month and a half or so. And we're meeting people still to this day that will come to breakfast and say, I knew Ryan, and tell us stories about how Ryan touched their lives. And that's just like a gift to us, like a treasure to us to hear the impact that he had on other people's life. And I know he's with us. I always say, like he passed on, but his presence is still here, not physically, but his spirit is with us, guiding the work that we do. And for him to be able to hear the way, the impact that he made on this world and this community and the lives he touched, it helps heal us.
The grief leads to so much giving. You're doing breakfast. I don't know if Tom's in a position to join in the conversation, because I do want people to know something else that you do. Yesterday was a big day because on Thursdays you do laundry. You take over laundromats, a couple of them in the community. We have some pictures of that from yesterday. And I just think about, that's a simple gesture, but providing clean clothes to the people who are living in the street, that's really important. Tell us about that and what it means to the people who come on Thursdays.
Oh, it means so much. And we've actually had people when we first started and they showed up for the first laundry with like months worth of like laundry that they hadn't been able to clean. And they cried and they thanked us, for giving them this opportunity and giving them their dignity back. I just want to say that our laundry program is a community partnership with another amazing grassroots organization here in Barrie called Barrie Families Unite. So we support people primarily that are unsheltered and unhoused, and they support people that are housed, families, low income and that. And they're the people that they serve were struggling with similar issues too, having to choose between doing laundry or putting food on the table for your children. And so we do this in partnership with them. And the response has been huge. We alternate weekly between two different laundromats so that depending where people live in the city, they're still able to access the program a couple of times a month. But ideally, we would love to be able to be offering it on a weekly basis at both locations, because sometimes there's a lineup for people waiting to use a machine.
I'm sure. I think I see Tom. Is Tom joining you in the background there? Because maybe some closing thoughts. It strikes me that there's a lot more than feeding and washing going on in the work that you're doing.
There's a lot of prep work in the morning.
But there's a lot of, what I mean by that is there's a lot of connecting going on too. Isn't that right?
Oh, yes. For sure. We are like a family to some of these people that we've been serving. And we're the closest thing they have to family. And we spend Christmas with them. We're here on Christmas morning and Easter morning. And St. Patrick's Day is big for us because Ryan was super proud of his Irish heritage. So we make holidays special. And
I just want to do a plug. My church, Burton, our church, Burton United Church, right? And you got Grace and Collier and so many churches, and it's wonderful.
Your community helping the community. I want to thank Linda for suggesting you, and I want to thank you for sharing Ryan's story and for letting us experience a little bit of what's happening there in Barrie, as it does every day, 365 days a year. Just wonderful to highlight the acts of kindness that you are sharing with the people there. Thank you, Christine and Tom, for the time today.
Oh,
you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
More than welcome.
All right,
thank
bye.
you.
What a pleasure. Thank you.